Lay down, Chloe.
Okay. Well, everybody, I'm super duper excited that y'all have joined us tonight. Y'all joined us for we do our weekly Live with Liz calls, and it's an extra special night. We've got an extra special group of people on tonight. But we have the infamous Sonya Dudley, and I absolutely adore you, Sonya, and I had the honor of meeting you last year, and that day literally changed my life. I was a ball of tears all day that day, and it really just inspired me in so many ways. And we've been able to chat since then and catch up a little bit, but I'm excited for you to share even more of your heart, because a lot of my team wasn't even a part of our team when I went to that event and heard everything that you had to share. And so I'm just excited. We've got my upline Maggie on and Megan Jones on, as well as a lot of sister legs and our downline friends. And so, Sonya, we are thrilled to have you on tonight to just share with us about mindset and belief. But if you want to share part of your story, we would love to hear that as well.
Sure, absolutely. I think it's important sometimes for people to understand, where people come from and kind of who they are before I start just talking. So, and I don't know if everyone is muted, but I'm hearing a lot of background noise. Are you able to mute everyone out at once except yourself?
Yes. There we go. And then I'll unmute you, Sonya. There we go.
Okay. Can you hear me now?
Yep. Perfect.
Perfect. That's nice and quiet. Well, yeah, I appreciate you inviting me, and it's so good to reconnect with people who I've met, and especially those who, maybe I've made an impact on in some way, and you took the information and it touched you, and you've applied it to your business, to your life, and it's made a difference. And I'd love to reconnect. So I'm actually very honored and excited that I'm on the call. So thank you so much, Elizabeth. And do you go by Liz? Is that what you prefer?
Most of the time, I don't have a preference, though.
Okay. All right. Well, I'll just kind of give you about 5 minutes of background on my story so you guys know where I'm coming from. I live in Tennessee, and I was born and raised here. I live in a really, really small town. We have one high school, 2 red lights. I put a cooler in my car and drive an hour and 15 minutes to a Publix or to Whole Foods, do all my shopping there, meals there, everything somewhere else. So when I went to college, I'm almost 47. So when I went to college a long time ago, my aunt introduced me to network marketing. And she said, you ought to look at doing network marketing, doing the business I'm in, because you could help put yourself through college. And she said it would be fun. You're with these college girls. Somebody's not muted. Maybe we could mute out. There we go. Oh, good. It's quiet. And I'm sorry, I just get distracted. So I don't know. I used to take medicine for ADHD, but since Plexus, I don't. But anyway, occasionally I probably need some. So anyway, here we go. Where was I? Yeah. So I started that business through college, and it put me through. It paid my way through college. Like my living expenses, my car payment. It was what I did to make a living. So I started network marketing when I was 19 years old. And my senior year in college, I went to my first convention, and I never finished college. I came home from that convention. I decided I'm going to rent a car with this company. I'm never going back to school. And that's what I did. So for 17 years, I worked with this company, and I hit the leadership position at 21. And when I say leadership position, it's different than the leadership position in Plexus. So even though I was in the top 2%, I was making, probably, and again, this is back 20 something years ago, I was probably making, $1,500 a month, something like that, $2,000 on a good month. And then as the years went on, I did make more, but I got really burnt out on parties, inventory, debt. And I'll tell you that was the negative side of it. Going 2 steps forward, 4 steps back every month. But I learned so much in that company, and I went to a lot of outside things, such as what you did, Liz, by coming to my event. I went to John Maxwell. I went to see Les Brown. I went to see Zig Ziglar. I mean, anybody I could go see and pay money that I didn't have, I invested in myself. I did whatever, it took to invest in myself. And so I did that business for 17 years, and I woke up one morning in the summer about 10 years ago, and I was really, really sick. And I felt like I had the flu all over my body. And this went on for almost 2 years. I gave up that career, gave up my last car, gave up everything, and for 2 years just tried to get better. And so in that 7-year window of leaving that company and starting Plexus, it was, I think, about 7 years, 6 to 7. I tried other things. I did 3 more network marketing companies. I bought 2 traditional businesses. I really believed in the idea of the industry. You help enough people get what they want, it'll help you get what you want. You pour into other people, you will get your return, And so I always believed in the idea. I just don't think I ever had the right company. So when Plexus came along, I was better as far as my illness, but I was not well, but I was better. I was back to work, working retail hours, very burnt out, hated retail, hated missing out, hated working Saturdays, hated the commute, but I had to do it. We were so broke. It took 2 incomes. Even with 2 incomes, we were broke. So when Helen McFadden, my best friend of 23 years, she introduced me to Plexus, she said, what if this product could help your illness? What if it could help the weight issues? What if it could help your lipid levels that I've always struggled with? And she said, it's only this much to get started. It makes sense. And I said, okay. I didn't want to do network marketing, but okay, what if it does? And I said, if it does, maybe this is it. Maybe this is really it. And really deep down, I wanted it to be, but I was also kind of scared to think one more time that this could be it. Because I've been let down so much, Well, 10 weeks after starting Plexus, I was able to quit my full-time job. It was, guys, that first week, the product drastically changed my life, the first week. And as the month went on, it was more things were better. Everything was getting better. 3 months went by and it was like, are you kidding me? Like, this is a dream come true. So I was just telling everyone, I think I believed enough in myself. I don't think I ever really lost that belief in myself. I lost more belief in the companies I was with, maybe even the industry. So when Plexus came along and it was like the right product at the right timing for what our world needs right now. And with my health story, it was like, whoosh, and so it just exploded. And I exploded it. I chose to be passionate and to get over my fear about what people would think about me. Again, doing one more of these things because I knew that this was it. I knew that I knew that I knew God placed this in my life for a reason. So, I quit my job 10 weeks later, and so I joined in September of 2012, and in the middle of March 2013, I hit Emerald. And then I was Diamond. I think actually tomorrow may be my 3-year anniversary for hitting Diamond. Tomorrow or the 30th, this week. And so it was fast. But I'm going to tell you, it was not fast. It was not fast. It took me years. See, I had a lot of experience with people, with objections, with rejection, with overcoming, with setting goals, time management, being my own boss, being disciplined, having to work and put forth that effort to make a paycheck because I was commissioned all those years. I didn't have a paycheck. It was commission only. So I had learned a lot of what a lot of people haven't learned, and they jump in plexus and they beat themselves up because 3 to 6 months later, they're still silver, or a year later, they're gold. And they're like, what's wrong with me? Well, there's nothing wrong with you. You have a lot of life lessons to learn. So I want you to hear my story, because although I did it in 10 months to diamond, most people don't do that. I mean, we had several who beat that record, but I'm just saying, like, that's not normal. So don't compare yourself. I say this to people all the time. You know, people go to college for 6 and 8 years in hopes of getting out and earning 6 figures, in hopes of doing that. You know, why do we join Plexus, and if we're not at the top in a year, we're mad and bitter and beating yourself up and comparing? And I mean, it may take you 4, 6 years to learn all the lessons before you can propel to that level. So I like to share that story just because I want you to keep that into perspective. You know, in figuring out what to talk about, I am going to cover a few things. I have all these notes. I'm like, okay, what am I going to talk about? I am going to start with some mindset stuff, but I really, I have another list of stuff I wrote down the other day, and I taught some of my local leaders, and a lot of jewels were there that are local, but I just come up with like 10 or 12 words that spell something, and I come out with words that just are important. I want to cover them. So first of all, I'm gonna talk about 10 minutes, a little bit on mindset and fear, which is my favorite thing to talk about. I want you to think about, have you ever been to something like, you've been to a convention, you've been to a workshop, to a seminar, and you go in with expectations of being motivated. When I leave here today, I'm going to be ready to take on the world. So you do go in with that expectation, you know, of being motivated, and you usually leave very motivated. But how long does that last? And it usually lasts. It can last a day, it can last a week, it can last a month, it can last a few hours, because it's external motivation. It's someone else is trying to motivate you, and it's external. It's not your ideas. It does not cause you to change. So there's a difference in being externally motivated and internally motivated. And I believe that externally motivated is very, in my opinion, it's very temporary. So internal motivation is where you have to be inspired to change. And you have to be aware of your fear or fears. Usually we have more than one fear. We're afraid to talk to people. We're afraid of what people think. We're afraid of failure, afraid of success, afraid we can't handle the success. We have fears. So you have to be aware that you have that going on. And when you're aware of that's what's going on the inside. See, when you're externally motivated and you walk out that door of that seminar or that convention, and you have this great idea, oh, I got this great new script, and this is what I'm going to say the next time I talk to a prospect. So you leave, and then life starts happening. And then you start to use that script, and this fear overcomes you. And until you deal with that fear, you're going to be stuck in that rut for years. So the biggest thing I can tell you is to be aware of what you're hearing. When you feel that fear, pay attention. Is it your voice you're hearing? Saying something to yourself in your own voice? Is it a voice from the past? Maybe your mom saying, don't talk to strangers. You know, what are they going to think about you? Or keep your mouth shut. You're not good with people. Like, whose voice do you hear? And become very aware of that voice, so that when you hear it, you can do, you know, what Victor Antonio says, delete, delete, delete. And you can replace that with, You know, like if you're hearing yourself say, I'm not good with people, you can go, wait, whoa, I am amazing with people. Everywhere I go, people want to hear what I have to say. When I walk in a room, I command the room. People love to hear from me. My words flow out of my mouth so genuinely and amazing, and I'm so honest. People love to hear from me. Like if you replace that negative self-talk with that, you start reprogramming your thoughts. And see, your brain is like a computer. Your brain is this computer, and when you type into your computer just takes the words that you type in and it saves it to your hard drive. And your brain didn't say, no, wait a minute, Sonya, that was a lie that you just said. It does not know the difference in false and truth. So that's the same way. Your brain is a muscle, and when you're putting in negativity, the more you say it and repeat it and believe it, the easier it is to retreat it. And it's right there in the forefront. So until you change the programming, you will never change the outcome. And you can take that to the bank. I am proof of that. Years ago, in my other business, I used to take, I would take all of my fears, and I would do affirmations. I would take all of my goals that I wanted to achieve that year. I would put those as well on this tape. And it was a cassette tape, and it played over and over and over again. It was called Endless Loop Tape. Now there's apps for that. The app that I use is called Repeat It Again. I'm going to show it to you. I'm going to show it to you so you will know what it's called. But it's Repeat It Again, and it's on the iPhone. There is one for a Droid. I just don't know the name of it. But here's what it looks like. Let's see. All right, it's this little blue one. Let's see here how I can do this. All right, see this little blue out? It says, is it Repeat It Again? All right, I'm going to click on it, and that's what it looks like. Okay, and what you can do is you can take these 9 numbers, and so for number 1, I record maybe 1 minute of affirmations about a certain fear or a certain bad habit I have. Or I'm wanting to create a good habit. And that on there. I say things positive in present tense. And I'm going to let you hear one just so you understand what I'm talking about. And it will play over 20 times. So you can, this little button down here, you can move that button to where it says repeat 7 times, repeat 20 times. So when you hit number 1, you can be on your treadmill, or you can be in your car, and you can be listening to yourself reprogramming. You could sleep with this going with earbuds. So I'm going to let you hear just a piece of one of mine. I hate to hear myself talk, but here we go. Just so you can understand what I'm talking about. I absolutely cannot wait to get out of bed every single day and exercise. Can you hear this? I love to sweat. Oh my goodness. I love to get my heart rate going. Once I start exercising, I can't even stop. I love to exercise an hour a day. It's so exciting. I love the results I see from exercising. I love using weights. I love to see my arms, how cut they're going to be in a sleeveless dress in a few weeks. I can't wait to see myself this summer in shorts and a bathing suit. It's going to be so exciting. It just feels good to just completely enjoy working on my body, getting healthy, staying healthy. Y'all get the gist. Y'all get the gist. Shredding the pounds and the inches. Just feels so good. Okay. And I let y'all hear that. It's very vulnerable of me, but I wanted you to understand. It doesn't have to be anything fancy. You don't have to email me and say, how do you do an affirmation? I mean, one book that I use for affirmations is this book here, What to Say When You Talk to Yourself. This is a fabulous book, and he really does teach you how to do affirmations, but you've got to reprogram your mind. And I'm here to tell you, oh, look, I see some. Let's see, that's Claire. Yay, Claire. I'll tell you that if you don't take charge and change it, you're going to be in 5 years wondering what in the world you're doing wrong. You're not doing anything wrong. You're just not on purpose, intentionally fixing this. That's it. So quit questioning yourself. If you've tried everything and nothing's working and you're tired of spinning your wheels, you must reprogram your computer, okay? Your words are very important. I'll kind of end it with it in this part with this. Your words are crucial. You're the only person who can't leave you. You've got to be your best cheerleader. You've got to be the person who, there's a difference in being prideful and being very loving yourself and having a good self-image. If you don't have a good self-image, you cannot give out to other people. See, when you're worried about yourself all the time, oh, if I looked this way, and if this was this way, and if I didn't have a big nose, and if I didn't sound this way, and if all you're worried about is yourself all the time, you can't give in to other people. You can't be a servant leader when all you're worried about is yourself. So there's that fine line. It is okay to have a healthy self-image. In fact, if you don't, you can't sponsor people with anything healthier than yours. People value you as you value you. So if you put a lot of value on yourself, other people will. If you don't value yourself, other people won't. See, people love misery. People love a story. And there's a lot of people who have a story. You have a family member, a friend, who you've been trying to get on the products for a year or 2 years. Move on. Let them have their story. They're a dead horse in the field. Let them be a dead horse in the field. Go get a new herd of horses. Some of the horses in the field will raise their little heads up and look around. When you go get some more horses, you will have some dead horses to rise. But until you go get some new horses, all them horses are going to be dead. Stop kicking them. Stop pulling their tail. Just let them stay. Okay? Go get you a new horse. All right, so the last thing I'll say about the words is your programming creates your beliefs. And your programming is your words. So your words, your programming that goes in here creates your beliefs. Your beliefs create your attitudes. Your attitudes create your feelings. Your feelings create your actions. And your actions create your results. And that comes out of this book. And it's so true. Think about a time when, you've been really tired. You didn't feel like doing anything. And all day you've said, I'm so tired. I'm not going to do anything tonight. I'm just going to lay on the couch. It's been a long week. I'm tired. And you feel tired. But then someone calls you and says, oh my gosh, get down here. There's the biggest shoe sale you've ever seen at Dillard's. Everything's 80% off for the next hour. They've got every shoe you love in your size. All of a sudden, you feel good. You're like, okay, I'll be there in a minute. And you start feeling good. You have all this energy. You go buy the shoes, you come home, and you are not tired. You can't even sleep because you're so energetic. That was from words, right? Your words they can get you up in the morning, or they can keep you in bed for the day. Okay. All right. Enough about that. Woo, I get to preaching. I have to slow myself down on that topic.
I love it. We love it.
All right. I'm going to cover a few of these words. I may not cover them all, but I'm going to cover a few of these important words. These are just a few words that come to mind when I think about true leadership. Okay, so I guess you could entitle these words, leadership qualities or true leadership qualities. But these are some words that came to mind, and then I expounded on each of them. The first one is a leader must have such belief. And I don't mean, here's the kind of belief you got to have. I don't care how bad times get, how many rough things we go through as a company, and I've been through three major things in 4 years, almost 4 years. And I'm talking things that, a lot of leaders left, okay? But your belief has to be so strong that if someone said to one of my team members, so who's your leader? And they said, Sonya Dudley. So is she always going to be in Plexus? Oh my goodness, are you kidding me? She is all Plexus, like forever. Like she would never leave. Like they have to be like, they couldn't go, well, I think so. Yeah, pretty. No. It has to be so clear. So what that means is during those rocky times, as a leader during rocky times, you've got to be the lighthouse. You cannot let your team see you question or waver. You've got to be the strength. You've got to know how to turn the ship around and say, you know what, guys? I don't know what to tell you, except we're going to get through this. We're going to focus on the people, the growth, the positive, why we got in this, what our passion was, what our why is. All this other back office mess, that's the system and all this crud, I don't know what's going to happen. Yeah, we're going to lose some people. We are. But I'm pushing through. I'm going to be here when the storm is over. I hope you decide to be with me. When people feel that from you, people want to follow someone like that. People don't want to follow people who go, I know it's bad. Oh, Lord, I know it's bad. I hope we get through it. Oh, me, I've seen others fall. I've seen things crash from this. I don't know if we're going to make it. I sure hope we do. It's my paycheck. There's a difference in that. You see what I mean? People can follow that every day. That's what they follow every day. They don't get the privilege of following somebody who is like, exceptional leaders are few and far between. We have 110 diamonds on, I don't know, not many. We have probably 400 jewels in the company. When I joined Plexus, we had 18 jewels, no diamonds. And I've gotten to see that growth, and we're still in just the top, probably 0.001%. Why don't we have 10% of the company leaders? Because most people quit. Most people won't stick it out through the rough times. See, I love what John Addison says in his book. I love that book. It's called Real Leadership. And he says, people are designed for success, but they're conditioned for failure. They're designed for success, but they're conditioned for failure. It's true. God did not design us to be failures. He designed us all to have our heart's desires, but we're conditioned to fail because of the world and what people say to us. And so you have to have the strongest belief. You can't put a toe in the sand and go, if everything goes okay, hopefully things will work out. You got to put your whole foot in the sand and say, and you got to put yourself out there. Man, that's what most people won't do. They won't put themselves out there and say, I'm going all the way. I don't care if anybody goes with me. I'm going to go find all new people. If I lose 30,000 people on my team, I'm going all the way. And that's the way I feel. I think I have had in 4 years, 32,000 people come through my organization. Are all those people active? Nope. Probably a third of them. You heard it. Probably a third of them. That's the reality. You are leading a volunteer army. You are not a manager. You're not a manager. You cannot herd cats. Have you ever tried to herd cats? Meow, 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 them tails. You come on, kitty, kitty. You can't do it. You can't herd cats. And you can't hit a rank and expect respect. You can't expect respect. You get respect with your title when you lead by example. End of story, period. Leadership is influence, nothing more, nothing less. John Maxwell's favorite quote. How do you influence people? Not by telling them what to do, not by blaming them, not by saying, if my team did this. See, I could be further up in the company. I could be further up. I have a second leg going. I'm just senior gold. I could be further up. I'm not willing to go out and get 5 new level 1s every month, go work with just 5. I'm happy getting 1 or 2 and working with the team I got. I've been doing this for 25 years. I'm good with my life. But I know I know how to do it if I wanted to do it. And I'm not scared to do it. You've got to get that confident about your skills. What if you went to a brain surgeon who's about to do surgery on you, and he said, well, I haven't practiced yet, but I just got out of school yesterday, and you said, you know what, go ahead, practice on me. You wouldn't do that. You're not going to go to a dentist with no teeth, so be careful who you take advice from. And you sure ain't going to let a brain surgeon with no practice work on you. So how do we expect, we have to perfect our skills. We have to become a student of the industry. We have to get good at what we're doing to earn respect. Okay, so I just covered 2. I covered excellence, which was respect, and I covered belief. Oh my goodness. All right. I want to talk about, I'm going to see if I can find my note on this. Well, actually, I don't have to find it. It'll come to me. I want to talk about discipline a minute. Okay, here's what John said. I went to see him a couple weeks ago. It was just 200 people in the room. It was amazing. And John said, discipline is not, okay, people say, how do I get more disciplined? Being disciplined is a result of having a big why. See, if you get up in the morning, okay, I'm just going to be real with you. Here we go. Sonya being real. So I'm getting up in the morning, and if I think, there's no way I can ever get the body I want, there's no way I can tone up this flab, there's no way, I'm too old, I'm lazy, I don't love to work out, it's never really good. If that's my mindset, I will not have the discipline for the day to go do it, right? I just might as well go back to bed. But if my why, if I'm a possibility thinker and I go, you know what? I'm going to have the best body I ever had before I'm 50. I'm not going to let these little whippersnappers go to Hawaii and they're 20 years old and they're wearing a little bathing suit and here I am in a moo-moo. It ain't going to happen. So I'm believing that I can go to the gym and get the results I want. I know I can do it. My trainer said, you can do it. If you eat right and you exercise and you want it bad enough, you can have that body you want. And I believe that. So that gets me up to the gym because I believe it. It's a possibility thinker. So John says you have to be a possibility thinker. You have to be a yes person. Everything, you have to be a yes person. There's an answer for everything. There's an answer for everything, and it's a yes. And that's the way you have to think. So discipline is a result of having a big why. Okay? All right. So when people say to me, I just can't do this, I'm like, tell me what your why is. Let's talk about what you want. Did you not say you wanted to hit this rank by this date? Yeah? Okay. Where do you not believe it? Because obviously there's some lack of possibility thinking here, lack of belief, or they would have some discipline to do it. Okay. Taking responsibility. Most people are excuse people. Most people will give you excuses all day long, okay? Until you take full responsibility. You know what? I'm a silver, and I've been a silver 2.5 years. I'm happy with silver, but I'm dissatisfied with the rank. and I'm ready to move on. And I'm in charge. It's not, I don't need to go, I have 3 people and I've had them for 2.5 years and one's active. If I could just get the 2 white lines if I could get the horses up out of the pasture. Again, leave them in the pasture. Go get 2 more horses. Know that you're always going to be losing. Here's the true numbers in network marketing. You got 3 people. Yay for you. Don't cheer too long because you're going to have 1 in about 3 months. Okay? It's not about, I got to get 3 people. I got to get the goal. Stop it with the insanity. I love the business. I care about people. I'm going to talk to 10 people this week about the business. I'm going to talk to 10 people about the products. I'm going to talk to 10 people about the business. I'm just going to talk to this many people every week. Have the effort as the goal, not the results as the goal. See, the results take care of themselves. When you put the effort in, the results will take care of itself. So get good at the effort. And I remember when Helen and I were moving up really fast, I can promise you, we never had a goal each month of what we were going to do. We were so into helping people get to silver, that's all we could think about. We won the very first Silver Star trip, and we had 27 and 29 silvers that month each. She had, I'm on her team, so she probably had 29, and I had 27 of her 29. So we were like, oh, is that good? Great, yay, we won it. Is that good? Yay. We didn't know because, and you know what? We were hitting, I double ranked did Ruby and Senior Ruby the same month, the month that I got all the silvers, but I wasn't trying to hit a rank. It was organically happening because all I could say every morning is, who can I help get to silver today? Who can I help get silver today? And that was all I talked about. The word silver should have had it in gray. I should have had a tattoo. Who can I help get to silver? Because that's all I thought about. So, taking responsibility, y'all. Life happens. Well, if only this hadn't happened. And if you knew my life, and you know what? I've heard it all by now. You can't tell me nothing I ain't heard. So I don't buy excuses. I just say, you know what? Maybe it's not the right time for you. If you're not willing to push through that right now, or you don't feel like you have the time right now, it's probably not a good time for you right now. Let's talk again when you have your mind ready to push through that or to just do it anyway. Let's talk. I'm here for you. I love you whenever you're ready to push through, and let's talk. Just be bold enough to say that to people. It's okay. Life happens. You either are going to push through it right then, or you're going to stop. Before you get to the speed bump, you're going to stop and take a while. It doesn't matter. Don't worry about what I think about you. It's what you want. So either way is fine. Okay. I think I'm going to stop and open it up to some Q&A for about 10 minutes, if that's good for you. If you do Q&A, and if you don't, you'd rather them message you and you ask me here, or whatever you do. But, yeah, I've talked enough. I could talk hours. But I do have company in there, so.
That's sweet. Sonya, oh my heavens. Yes, we can open it up to Q&A for just a few minutes. I'm going to have to unmute everybody. If you will, mute yourselves. So there's not a lot of feedback. Please do go ahead. I'm going to unmute you. Everybody, please mute yourselves really quickly before we get into the Q&A. And if you have a question, you can unmute yourself then, okay? But everybody, please mute yourself really quick. Does anybody have a question for Sonya really quick? Not everybody at once.
I do.
Okay.
My question is, how many times do you follow up before you just say, enough, let's give this person, whatever, 6 months, a year, and then, we'll revisit that situation?
Are you talking about, are you talking about a customer or an ambassador?
Either or, because I've only been doing Plexus for a month. I absolutely love it. I love the way I feel. I love what it's doing for my family. I love my friends, everything. But I have a lot of people that come to me, ask me about it, and I follow up. I give them 3 or 4 days. I follow up, and then I'll leave it alone.
Yeah. You know what? That's okay. Here's what they're doing. They're watching you. They're watching your journey. You said you've been in a month?
5 weeks. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Let me just give you some great advice being brand new. Being consistent with your message is probably the most important thing I can tell you. People are watching you right now, and they're inquiring about it, and they're going to watch and see how long you stick to this. And then you're building trust right now. So just understand that you're building trust. That's fine. I only follow up a couple times, and I might wait a couple months and shoot them a quick, hey, just letting you know I've not forgotten about you. If you ever need anything, I'm here for you. I'm not a pushy person, so I don't push. I'm very passionate, but I don't push. But they're watching me. I had a customer the other day that ordered, I met her a year ago. In fact, I did a video about her. It's on my YouTube channel. She was the one I met at Dillard's, and it's about being a blessing. And she messaged me the other day and ordered the products, and she's been watching for a year. I had not followed up with her since that first month and a half that I met her. Just know you're planting a lot of seeds. Keep being consistent. Post once or twice a day, whatever you're doing, but don't stop. And watch what happens 6 months from now, a year from now, 2 years, and 4 years.
Okay, great. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
I have a question.
Okay.
How do you deal with the ones who get angry at you when the products don't work? Like for me, they work fabulously. And then when they don't work for them like they did for me, or when something goes wrong on the back office and they blame you for something that happened and they're angry at you. You apologize profusely and it's still not enough.
Okay, so a couple things. I would certainly set up the expectations from the very beginning, such as, Evelyn, I know you're interested in the products, you're wanting to lose some weight, and so forth. I can tell you for me, the products did amazing, but I can also tell you that, they work different for everyone. It can take time. It matters what you're eating. It matters if you're exercising. It matters if you have medical issues. So just understand that what works for me and Susie may not work for you as quick, but I'm here to coach you and help you and support you. We have a 60-day money-back guarantee, and I'm just going to pray the products work for you, and I'll be happy to set you on a good path to begin with. You might say that to a customer, but now to an ambassador, if they want to blame me for the back office, I kind of bless and release that person. No one can make me feel guilty and bad about something that's out of my control. So I can say, I'm sorry you're so angry about the back office. It has been very tough. I understand how you feel. I felt the same way too. But what I found is it's out of my control, and we're doing the best we can, and I'm willing to support you and help you, but I would hope you wouldn't be angry with me over something that I have no control over. I'm in the same boat as you or whatever. You need to really be strong and confident in you and project that, and you shouldn't get very much of that. Okay?
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Anyone else? We good?
Everybody good? Well, Sonya, I just want to tell you thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, times a million. We could eat every word up. I have taken 4 pages of notes, and that I'm going to have to watch again to get even more notes. And it's just amazing, because you're absolutely right. And I probably can speak for everybody on this call. Most of us have heard of that book, What to Say When You Talk to Yourself. I have it on my bookshelf. It is life-changing. And we've seen some of your videos on YouTube that you've shared with a class that you did. So there's so many resources, and I just pray for everyone on the call tonight that the words that you have spoken, they just are planted in fertile ground, and that hearts are changed, minds are changed, because you're so right. I'm downloading that app, so thank you for sharing that with us.
Good, good, good. I've enjoyed it. I love to pour into people. So thank you for allowing me to pour into your team and trusting me enough to do that. So thank you very much, all of you.
Absolutely. And thank you all for taking time out of your evenings to get on the call tonight. We appreciate it. And we're proud of y'all. We're rooting for you. Finish the week and the month strong. Okay, guys?
Absolutely. It's going to be a great year, y'all. A great, great year. We're just getting started in this company. You are the pioneers. You are. We are. So, I mean, 8 years in the company is nothing. Nothing. I say it'll take 8 more years to brand us. You know, when you say Coke, people know what Coke is. Tupperware, people know what Tupperware. I'd say about 6 to 8 more years, people can say Plexus and everyone will know what it is. We're a part of that. So you're either going to be a part of it or you're going to be watching it happen. So I pray that all of you are a part of that. And don't give up. Don't quit on yourself. Everyone else quits. Don't quit. Quitters never win. Winners never quit. Heard that all my life. I love it. So God bless you all.
Thank you, Sonya.
Bye, Megan.
Thank you. Thank you. Thanks,
Thank
Liz.
you.
Thank you.